folks, I'm Keith Bowen. This is Hard Rock University, and we've run into a little complication. Not a problem. We actually have more gold than we thought we had. It's because some of it is coarser than was anticipated, and coarse gold is very hard to assay, so it basically winds up on top of the regular gold. Now the problem is, how much coarse gold is there and what do we do? Because it does not dissolve readily at all. So what we've done is set up a sluice box here, just a little temporary crude thing, to sluice our tailings as we dump them, so that we can get a better idea of how much coarse gold may be in it. There's 1,000 pounds of ore in here. That's not unusual at all. Come on. A little bit. Oh. We have to wash out that pipe.
Oh, you're overflowing all over the place.
I know we're overflowing all over the place. We'll try and slow it down a little bit without stopping it.
Did you turn off the pumps?
Yes, I've turned off the pumps. So, the carpet, what this is, seems to be holding the material with a little more friction than the miner's moss.
To be expected.
Seems to maintain a rough bottom on the trough without plugging. But the carpet is a different story. If it turns out that the carpet is a better collector, then we need to steepen up the flow.
It'd be interesting to see what's in that sandbar that's forming.
Out there?
Yeah.
Well, the last batch we dumped, when I panned that, I didn't find anything.
Noah, get the boat.
Okay. Now what I'll do is take these out and pan them one at a time and see how much gold we find. Okay, the panning showed that the lower miner's moss had almost nothing, the carpet had almost nothing, the upper miner's moss had some gold in it. So I replaced it all with miner's moss. It's a little steeper gradient, comes up a little short so I can fill that with the coarser material for pad cushion. And in order to move the coarser material, I've got an additional hose here to run Baron solution in there. I agitated and then I turned off the pumps and drained, and you can see there's still a lot of material in here that needs to be hosed out. So I will be getting that and running it through that sluice, and we will see what happens. And I'm washing it out of the hole. And from there, just washing down the sluice into that catch facility there. And now I've taken all the pumps out of here, and you can see a situation that I want to investigate. Right there around that fitting, the drain fitting, there's a dead bed. It never gets washed out. And if there's coarse gold, it's going to tend to be quite the gold trap. So I want to tip this tank over, wash that down next to the hatch here, and then we can collect all that stuff and see if there's any gold in it. Okay, there's the gold from around the outlet. And that's not a heck of a lot. We'll probably fire that just to get a good weight for it. But yeah, it's not worth tearing things apart on any regular basis, but it does show that it does collect gold. So we shall see what we shall see in the future, but right now the sluice still has to be panned, and we'll see how that works out. Now to let us know that that sluice is doing something, look at all the steel in there. That's from the impact mill. So we're getting good recovery on the steel. That would lead me to believe we're getting good recovery on similar sized gold, which is even denser. Let's get rid of the steel, pan this down a little more, and see what we've got. So what's the upshot of all our testing on the potential for coarse gold here? Well, when we looked in the bottom of the tank, we didn't find very much at all. So that means it's not a major issue that's been going on a significant amount of time. Number two, in the sluice, the last run, all the gold basically was in the top part of the sluice. So this little bit of gold here is not a whole bunch to begin with, but it was all in the top third of the sluice, which means any gold too big to dissolve, we should be able to recover either from the bottom of the tank or from the sluice itself. Eva's going to go ahead and fire assay these in the next day or two so we can get an exact number. Another thing we did is over here we had gold that was actually in solution. This is actually Eco Goldex solution, and we found anything under about 150 mesh had dissolved in about 10 days. So we assumed that anything of that size, less than 100 mesh, will eventually dissolve out there on the pad. So it's not a loss, it's just a delayed recovery. So all in all, at this point, it doesn't look like a big problem. Just something we'll keep an eye on, and recover our big chunky stuff in the sluice, and just monitor the situation and see what happens. So happy prospecting, and keep it safe out there.